is the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast. This is the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast.
Hello there. Thank you for listening to the Celebrity Afterlife Report, the only show on the internet that gives you the up-to-the-minute gossip about all your favorite deceased celebrities. We took last week off for the Thanksgiving holiday, and it would really have helped if I remembered to tell you we were going to do that on the last show. My bad. All right, we're here now, so what do you say let's get right into the good stuff. Two weeks ago, I really thought we had come to a natural end of the story about the feud between former Apple head honcho Steve Jobs and world-famous painter Jackson Pollock. As regular listeners know, the two men have been in a heated battle over a painting Pollock produced for placement in Jobs' pet project, the Environment. Jobs felt the huge, realistic female nude was inappropriate for the family atmosphere he wants for the Environment. After some protracted wrangling, it was agreed that the painting would hang there, but be covered during the daytime when kids are present. Returning to the painting to its original spot has caused nighttime attendance at the attraction to jump over 40%, according to my sources. Now, that sounds great, so Jobs must be happy about it, right? Well, one little problem. Since the 50 by 25 foot painting has been reinstalled in the rainforest section of the Environment, that area has become a favorite spot for couples who are feeling amorous, shall we say? From what I'm told, the rainforest has a lot of hidden nooks and crannies that are perfect for discreet lovemaking. I'm informed that anyone taking a stroll through that area is guaranteed to hear loud evidence of people expressing physical affection for one another, if I'm making myself clear. Rumor is that this is all due to Pollock himself spreading the word that the rainforest is a delightful atmosphere in which to have adult fun as a way to get back at Jobs for taking the painting down months ago. Word is that Steve is extremely displeased with fornication taking place under the roof of his utopian project. So obviously, this story is not over yet, after all. Regular listeners to the report also know that Abe Lincoln and his new wife Whitney Houston have a reality TV show in the afterlife called The Crazy World of Abe and Whitney. Several weeks ago, recent arrival in the next world, Whitney's daughter Bobbi Kristina was added to the cast. The producers decided to cast someone as Bobbi Kristina's boyfriend, and that someone turned out to be former President Richard Nixon. If the producers wanted to shake things up, they have more than succeeded, as Whitney was immediately opposed to the casting of Tricky Dick, although her husband seemed initially not to know who Nixon was. Well, that may have been the case then, but it certainly isn't the case anymore. According to several sources, last week, a special Thanksgiving edition of the show aired, featuring the whole cast together at a table for the traditional turkey dinner. From what I've been told, it sounds like it resembled every earthly plain Thanksgiving dinner where one obnoxious relative no one likes is present. At one point, the conversation turned to politics, and Mr. Lincoln expressed the opinion that he was the greatest Republican president of all time. Understandably, Mr. Lincoln took exception to that comment. My sources tell me that while Honest Abe looked upset by what Nixon said, he diplomatically tried to change the subject. Nixon persisted, however, and Lincoln finally threw down his napkin and stormed away from the table, fists clenched. This doesn't seem like the kind of thing that will blow over quickly, so I think we can expect more fireworks between the two former commanders-in-chief in the near future. According to my Afterlife sources, there may be wedding bells in the near future for TV icon Merv Griffin and former televangelist Tammy Faye Bakker. The two co-host a daytime talk show in the next world that has made news in recent weeks for its controversial guests, including Adolf Hitler and Osama bin Laden. I'm told that at the end of the show one day last week, Merv surprised Tammy Faye and the studio audience by dropping to one knee and asking his cosmetically challenged co-host to marry him. Word is that Tammy Faye was stunned by the proposal and seemed at a loss for words, but finally managed to stammer out a yes as the show's credits ran. The proposal was extra surprising as Merv, about whom rumors circulated for years on the earthly plane, came out of the closet as a gay man sometime back in the next world. For her part, Tammy Faye became something of a gay icon in her post-televangelism years. Griffin's surprise has set the Afterlife gossip world buzzing, with some speculating that the proposal is a publicity stunt to get attention to the show. I have to say, though, you'd think with guests like Hitler and bin Laden, the show wouldn't need any more attention than it's already gotten. But, whatever. It's going to be fun watching this story play out, methinks. Speaking of televangelists, Kurt Cobain and his pneumatic next world wife, Anna Nicole Smith, are still at whatever it is they're up to on late-night Afterlife cable TV. For some time now, the couple have been co-hosting what looks like a Christian televangelist show, complete with Anna Nicole wearing candy-colored wigs and Kurt in gaudy plaid suits. Despite the absurd details of the show, Mr. and Mrs. Cobain are playing it totally straight, including staging healings of people with minor ailments. Now a new element has been added to the bizarre put-on in the form of Andy Kaufman doppelganger Tony Clifton. The show has had a small house band right from the beginning, but now Clifton has joined it as a singer. According to my sources who have been watching the show from its first episode, Clifton is portrayed as a born-again former Las Vegas entertainer who is an acolyte of the Nunnamakers, as Kurt and Anna Nicole are calling themselves. Clifton sings off-key as the faux evangelists watch from the sidelines, beaming at him. I'm told there's a studio audience which appears to be made up of people who aren't in on the gag. Exactly how long the Cobains are prepared to play out this joke and where it's leading, no one seems to know. Well, that's it. My work here is done. Please come back next week. And yes, I will be here next week when I'll have more up-to-the-minute gossip about all your favorite deceased celebrities. Between now and then, you can help the show by spreading the word that the report is available for free on iTunes. I am the Celebrity Medium. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast. To ask a question about your favorite deceased celebrity, call 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-369-3732.